Upcoming survival games are introducing harsh worlds, strange creatures, and systems that test how players adapt and survive. These titles to focus on large environments, deep crafting mechanics, and unpredictable threats. Let's take a look at these survival games in development that stand out for their scale and ideas.
I own an island off the coast of Costa Rica. Really spectacular, spared no expense.
Jurassic Park Survival is a single-player action-adventure game set on Isla Nublar one day after the events of the 1993 film, where InGen scientist Dr. Maya Joshi remains on the island after the evacuation. The game uses a first-person perspective and involves moving through park locations while dealing with dinosaurs that react and adapt to player actions. Encounters rely on stealth, distraction, and careful movement to avoid or escape predators during dangerous situations. Players move across areas such as the park gates and the visitor center while managing available resources to handle threats across the island.
Is anyone there?
Ill is a first-person action horror game set inside a research fort taken over by a mysterious entity and hostile aberrations. Players confront unpredictable monsters using weapons that require maintenance, upgrades, and careful inventory management during combat. The game includes a detailed dismemberment system where enemies can be maimed with visible damage such as exposed bones and torn flesh. Environmental physics and puzzle interactions affect both movement and enemy behavior, while binaural audio highlights sounds from creatures and surroundings during encounters. Hello Sunshine is a survival mystery RPG set in the ruins of a collapsed corporate empire, where the player acts as the final employee crossing a harsh wasteland. Survival depends on staying in the shadow of a giant walking robot during extreme daytime heat and remaining close during freezing nights. Players scavenge abandoned stations, machines, and supply drops to gather materials for crafting tools and upgrades. The robot also works as a mobile base that can be repaired, customized, and improved, while helper bots assist with resource gathering and defense. Forest 3 is a first-person survival horror game where players survive after crash landing on a strange alien planet filled with hostile creatures and unfamiliar technology. The environment contains dark landscapes and disturbing life forms that threaten the player on land and in the air. Gameplay includes searching areas for resources, studying objects with tools such as a scanning claw device, and using gathered materials to stay alive. Encounters with creatures and limited supplies create constant danger while moving across the planet. Clive Barker's Hellraiser Revival is a first-person action horror game where players control Aiden, who uses the Genesis configuration puzzle box while trying to rescue his girlfriend from the labyrinth. The box grants supernatural abilities that work alongside conventional weapons during combat with cultists and creatures connected to the Cenobites. Gameplay combines survival, combat, puzzle box powers, and encounters with enemies tied to Pinhead and his followers. The story takes place within the Hellraiser universe and deals with the consequences of activating the box.
Sometimes the things we think we need are not all that good for us.
As you say, I have witnessed you, Aiden Lynch. You crave what we offer, your desires so plentiful. Give in to your thirst.
Such delicious torment. It is done. She belongs to the labyrinth now. But perhaps we can come to an arrangement.
What do you want from me?
Aiden Lynch. You will give yourself to our purpose. All that you are. Let us begin.
Who were you before? Who did you love?
State of Decay 3 is an open-world survival game set years after a zombie outbreak nearly wiped out humanity, where players manage a community of survivors trying to live in a dangerous landscape. Gameplay involves gathering resources, building and expanding a base, and defending the group from zombies and the spreading blood plague. Players control different survivors with unique abilities, and losing a character in combat removes them permanently. Cooperative multiplayer allows up to 4 players to build and maintain a shared settlement together.
Fear and death that surrounded us. We found hope in each other.
Help! I'm surrounded. They're everywhere. There's way more than I was expecting.
And even if we bought the other survivors just one more day, the sacrifice would be worth it. It would always be worth it. And that helped us find the courage to keep going, to fight on. When we needed it the most. I didn't know you well. but will keep your memory alive. Every sacrifice we make matters and will never be forgotten. No one is forgotten. We live on.
Light No Fire is a survival sandbox game set on a fantasy planet the size of Earth, where players build settlements, gather resources, and survive across a massive open environment. The game allows players to construct persistent structures and communities either alone or with others in online co-op. The planet contains varied regions, wildlife, enemies, and valuable materials that support crafting and building systems. Players can travel across mountains, oceans, and large landscapes using mounts, boats, and flying creatures while searching for resources in new locations.
Wild animals. They're hungry, and
Permafrost is an open-world game set on a frozen Earth after a global catastrophe buried civilization beneath ice. Players hunt wildlife, gather resources, craft tools, and build shelters or large bases to survive extreme cold, hunger, and dangerous weather. The world includes frozen cities, forests, caves, and abandoned camps that contain salvage and equipment. A dog companion can warn about threats and carry supplies, while encounters with survivors, raiders, and rival groups create conflicts over resources and territory.
You will sleep through 14 years of flight to your new home on Caesura.
Subnautica 2 is an underwater adventure game set on an alien ocean planet where players gather resources, craft equipment, and build bases to stay alive in a dangerous environment. Players use tools such as scanners and submersible vehicles to travel through different underwater regions and study strange life forms. Creatures range from small fish to massive leviathans that inhabit deeper waters. The game also includes cooperative play, where up to 4 players gather materials, construct bases, and search underwater ruins together. Outbound is an open-world adventure game where players travel in a customizable camper van that functions as a mobile home. Players gather materials to craft workstations, furniture, and modular parts used to upgrade and expand the vehicle. Energy systems such as solar panels, wind turbines, and water power supply electricity for equipment. The game also includes farming systems where players grow plants and cook meals. Up to 4 players can travel together, build their vehicles, and manage resources during long road trips across different regions. Railborn is a train-building game where players construct a locomotive piece by piece while traveling through a world connected by branching railway tracks. Each railcar can contain different systems such as farms, storage, and machinery that support resource production. Players collect rare plants to grow on onboard farms and gather materials used to upgrade the train. Management systems control power generation, water distribution, and resource flow between compartments while moving across different environments. The game supports solo play or cooperative play for up to 4 players. Blackfrost: The Long Dark 2 takes place a year after a mysterious aurora disabled global technology, leaving the city of Harmont and nearby wilderness in a harsh new reality. Players gather resources, craft equipment, and search buildings in remote areas while dealing with extreme cold, wildlife, and other survivors. Character systems include traits, skills, and a will-to-live mechanic that tracks mental resilience during dangerous situations. The game supports solo play or cooperative groups where players share resources and work together to endure the frozen landscape. Guardians of the Wild Sky is an adventure-building game set across floating islands where players travel through the sky using customizable airships. Players capture magical creatures called Guardians that assist with combat, crafting, and base tasks. Each Guardian has abilities and traits that support different activities such as farming, building, or fighting enemies. The game includes construction systems that allow players to create homes, settlements, or large flying structures. Solo play and cooperative sessions allow groups to manage bases, airships, and Guardian companions together. Windrose is an action-adventure game set during an alternate age of piracy, where players command ships and travel between islands and open seas. Combat includes melee weapons, firearms, dodging, and parrying during battles against enemies and large bosses. Naval gameplay involves steering ships, firing cannons, and boarding enemy vessels during fights at sea. Players gather resources to craft equipment, construct shelters or forts, and recruit NPCs who assist with production. The game supports solo play or cooperative groups of up to 4 players.
Upon the seas I've seen the cannons glaring, flash on its thunderous roar. Though now I'm turned adrift to starve upon my native shore. Should hostile fleets adventure upon the raging main, through hearts of oak we British tars will push the sea again. Come pity temple strangers, a luckless British tar. In your defense he may have hurled the start, for now I'm turned adrift to start upon my day.
No one knew where we could be found.
Terminator Survivors takes place after Judgment Day, where players control a human survivor trying to rebuild a foothold in a world controlled by Skynet machines. Gameplay includes fighting robotic enemies using firearms and close-range weapons while searching ruined locations for resources and information. Players establish and manage a base that supports the growth of the human resistance. Encounters with different machine units create constant danger, including the T-800 that actively hunts the player across the devastated landscape.